Hello, I'm Jake Boudrot, Civic Journalist at Tello Community Television. This week, on The Record, we speak with Terrence Matthews and Todd Barrett, two people running to become members of Port Hawkesbury Town Council. But first, we attended the September 3rd regular monthly session of Port Hawkesbury Town Council, and afterwards spoke with Mayor Brenda Chisholm-Beaton. To get ready for the October municipal election, town councillors agreed to hold advanced polls on Saturday, October 12th and Tuesday, October 15th. Election day is Saturday, October 19th. Because the new council will have 60 days after the election to approve a new code of conduct policy, CAO Terry Doyle said all candidates have been given a framework policy from the Department of Municipal Affairs and Housing and Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities that any municipal regulations would have to strictly follow. With the town holding a plebiscite asking residents to either keep the current alignment of Reeve Street or return it to the 4-lane alignment of previous years, elected members voted to hold a public meeting on Thursday, October 3rd about Reeve Street. Doyle said engineers from Nova Scotia Public Works will be at the meeting. The plebiscite on Reeve Street, is there a worry that it's going to overshadow the rest of the election in that, more attention can be paid to it than maybe some of the other bigger issues?
No, I don't really think so, because I think, we have, Destination Reeve Street is really a legacy project, and it's a big overarching project, of course, from, building a destination for our town so that people are coming to Reeve Street to do business, for recreation. They're doing it in a safe way, and it was also around safety to make Reeve Street the safest street possible for all the users of the street, regardless if they're driving, or if they're walking, or if they're in a wheelchair, or pushing a stroller, riding a bike, all the ways that people move. So I think it is timely to take the pulse of the people in terms of what their thoughts are on the improved safety, which was the intended, the intention of that pilot. And of course, things happen, unexpected things like a global pandemic, and which really disrupted that pilot. So it has taken some time, but I think it's a great opportunity to have a presentation that details the data. So like, what kind of road did we have before, and what did the stats look like? What kind of road do we have now? What did the stats look like? And just kind of lay out the reason for the pilot, and some of the data that the province has been able to gather, and present that back to people. So when they do go to the polls to vote for their next future council, that they are also informed for the plebiscite question.
How important is this to you to be able to have this kind of data presented in advance of the plebiscite? Are you concerned about misinformation that has gotten out there? Are you concerned about just people acting on frustration on traffic tie-ups that have been happening in the spring and the summer? Just basically, how critical is it, do you feel, to have this information out there?
Well, I think information is always important, and as was outlined in tonight's council meeting, it's more than just checking off a box in terms of, what we have to do in preparation for a plebiscite. In my mind, presenting back that information is going to give citizens all the information that they need to make the most informed decision. It's great to present people with that information. So far in conversations I've had with folks with regard to issues around town, I'm hearing about housing, I'm hearing about the cost of living, which is a huge concern, the inflation and affordability. And those continue to be the big topics that I'm hearing of so far, not as much about Reeve Street. So I really don't think that it will overshadow, kind of the meat and potatoes of what people are feeling, and the kind of leadership that they're going to be looking for going forward. And that, certainly probably will be a conversation outdoors, but I definitely don't think it's going to be the main one.
Now, swearing in, are you guys going to have that same time? Was there a decision made on that or not?
Yeah, so at the end of October, we'll have the swearing-in ceremony, which means that we'll have a brand new council for our first public meeting of November. So the timing is perfect, and then it doesn't interfere with the orientation session that will be hosted, I believe, by the province and the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities.
What is the date of that swearing in?
Is it October 29th?
I think it was the 29th,
yeah.
I believe, Jake.
Okay.
Yeah.
More Port Hawkesbury residents will be able to apply for a low-income tax exemption. Council voted to change the threshold to qualify for the rebate from those making $24,000 or less annually to now include those making $27,000 and under each year. After the change was discussed at the August 6th special meeting of Port Hawkesbury Town Council, and staff recommended including more residents, the CEO told Council the income threshold has not changed since 2019, and this change is going to benefit a lot of people in the town.
I had a question just in terms of the raising the threshold for the low income tax exemption. The first time since 2019. Can you give me a sense on why Council felt this was important to address this at this particular time?
Well, I think just going back to some of the information that is being shared with me, some of the concerns that are being shared with me from citizens, just at grocery stores, on walks through the trails, and those kind of, roadside conversations, around town, is really around inflation and affordability and, how expensive things have gotten. And of course, just still post-COVID is still having a major impact on people. And yeah, so I think, it's quite obvious that the cost of inflation has meant that, things are kind of, shouldn't be following the same trajectory as they did under normal, increased cost of living. I think that clearly we are understanding that, citizens are feeling the pinch, and we think that extra bit of threshold will certainly help people with the lower income levels.
Are you getting that sense that people are having to make those difficult decisions between food and paying for home heating oil, being able to pay their rent? Is that the kind of conversation you're hearing just out and about, as you're saying?
People are absolutely having to really prioritize their spending, and sometimes they're having to prioritize that spending when it's essential purchases, most definitely. So we're, really glad as a council that we could increase that threshold, just to, it's not a huge grant that we can, that we're offering, but, every little bit will help.
Port Hawkesbury Town Council is supporting the formation of a new not-for-profit housing organization. The Strait Area Chamber of Commerce asked Town Council to approve $2,500 in funding for the formation of the entity, with another $2,500 to come from the municipality of the County of Richmond. The CAO said the formation of the nonprofit is integral to accessing government funding for housing projects. Council voted for the motion despite a nay vote from Town Councillor Huey McDougall, who said partnering with others is problematic since involvement depends on financial contributions, an arrangement which might not be in the best interests of some small municipalities. Town councillors also voted in favor of a motion from Deputy Mayor Mark McIver that there be equal representation from the town and Richmond County on the new group. Non-for-profit housing organizations being proposed by the Strait Area Chamber of Commerce. I assume that's an idea that you can get behind, and why is it such a good idea?
100%. Housing has been a huge priority for our council, most certainly the last 2 terms that I've served as mayor, and we know that we are doing a lot of promotion for the town of Port Hawkesbury as a place that's open for business, as a place to invest in housing. But we know that the private sector is, the private developers aren't necessarily going to fill all of the gap in the need for deeply affordable housing. So that's where a not-for-profit comes in. Not-for-profits can access money. And certainly we can work with not-for-profits in a much different way than we can with private sector developers. So like, for example, if we have some municipal property, we can divest property to a not-for-profit. We can't divest property to a private sector person. So this is it creates a much more enabling environment for the kind of housing projects that are going to help, on that deeply affordable side, and will bridge the gap. We certainly aren't going to be able to bridge the gap without having that kind of an entity that can carry forward those affordable housing projects.
Do you agree with the deputy mayor that there should be equal representation from the municipality of Richmond, County Richmond, and the town of Port Hawkesbury?
Yeah, no, I definitely understand where he's coming from. If we are cost sharing for a housing not-for-profit, then we're looking at collaborating between both municipalities, and I think that certainly you'd have to ask him about his own personal reasons for moving that forward. I think if we have equal partnership at the table, I think having equity in terms of representation kind of makes sense.
You're looking at $2,500 from the town and the Richmond
Correct.
County.
I believe so, yeah.
With me today is Terrence Matthews, who is running for Port Hawkesbury Town Council in the October 19th municipal election. Welcome to Tello.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, for those who might not know you as well, some newer residents, people who recently moved to the town, perhaps some younger voters, maybe you can talk a bit about yourself.
Well, I've been from Port Hawkesbury and Oak Cleveland Way for the last 47 years of my life. I've always been in a wheelchair, and a lot of struggles in that, especially growing up out in the country and even in around town too throughout the times. I'm very passionate of trying to get things fixed up so everyone can get out to where they want to go in that. And I like nature mostly. I like going out and enjoying watching the birds, and just getting out and about. You'll see me a lot out on the scooter. Now I'm not just having fun. Yes, I am having fun, but but I also, that's my legs too. So, but I also, I encourage a lot of people. A lot of people should have one of them because it's very handy. But not sure anything else anybody wants to know. They can always feel free to ask. I'm not too much on talking about myself a whole lot, but no.
Well, that's understandable. So, over the course of your life, what skills and experiences have you acquired that you feel can be a good fit for town council?
Well, now I used to be a technician for a few years. I've taught lots of business courses. I've done a lot of art courses, IT. I've worked a little bit of everything, and just like for really my skill set is I got a lot of life experiences that can be applied to the infrastructure and the layout of the town. Like, right now I'm on community services. I'm just like every other person. Like, I'm on assistance. And a lot of that was, well, part physical and part mental too, as well. Not in any kind of funny way, but like everyone's got issues, everyone's got problems, sometimes not visible and sometimes visible. And if a person can try and give back and work towards any problems that are currently happening and maybe come up with a solution to work with people, that would be ideal for me. That's mainly my skill set, is to work with the people who do have the capabilities of getting the things done the way they should be done, and just educating them on that and showing them. Like I want to be able to like I want to be able for like say the seniors to be able to get to places where they should be able to get to, or someone in a chair be able to get into a building that they need to get into, or they want to go somewhere. You know, like there's a lot of different things that need to be addressed, but there's so much. You can sit here all day long. You know.
So why did you decide to run specifically for town council?
Well, I've been on the committee for the accessibility committee for the last, let's see, 3 years. I think I've been back now. Ever since I came back, I've been on the accessibility committee, and I've been getting things slowly done with help from board members and meeting members, and of course, Mayor Brenda. She's awesome. I love working alongside her. And like I said, a lot of things I was suggesting, and I took pictures for everything, I let them know and everything what needs to be take notice in that, and I see a lot of it being done, and that's awesome. So I mean, I never really thought about politics before. I'm the last person you would think that would run for politics or anything like that, but really though, I don't see no difference. You know, it's I've you know, after a while sitting on my butt, so to speak, I'm tired of watching things getting going by and just not getting done, or say nothing's changing, so to speak, right? And maybe they need someone like me to help them change. You know, like I can guide them in the right directions because I'm willing to work with anybody. Like I'm a very I'm a very easygoing fella. That's what people need to know. You know. So, I mean, why I got in this? Because I want to make a difference. I want to change things. I want to change the town for the better. You know, I'm that's about all I can think of really.
So as you see it, right now, what are the main issues facing the town?
Right now, what I can see is housing is for one. Um, excessive like just accessibility or like, and I mean that's a wide range, that's a wide term, but like accessibility around the town and certain businesses and the way their structures are in that. But my number one concern would be housing, affordability, and accessibility. Now, I've been around all over town and I've seen certain things and certain little models of homes that would be ideal if they made more of them, and if there was if they were affordable as well too, right? Because I've seen it around town. I know there is, but it's just there's not enough or not as many. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I
Mhm,
mean, if you're
mhm,
down around Ryan's Road, you go down the lower road, and the first three houses, they're like little bungalows, or like almost like a micro seniors community,
mhm,
and they're ideal, perfect what anyone with any disability would have, or a senior. Because I mean, when you talk seniors, accessibility and seniors go hand in hand. So I mean, if a landlord has a building and it's known to be a seniors building, well, accessibility goes hand in hand with that too, you know.
mhm, mhm,
So I think it's time for certain landlords and maybe all landlords to start pitching in and coming up with some ideas, you know.
mhm,
Be an interesting talk to have. And I'm open,
mhm,
like I said, I'm open to talk to anybody to make things happen,
mhm.
you know.
So yeah, you identified possibly some buy-in from the private sector, from developers and contractors. Are there any other ideas or proposals you have to tackle some of the main issues facing the town right now?
Well, I mean, like what I see them doing right now, and I mean, they're fixing the curbs, they're fixing the roads and that. I mean, that's a great start. That's number one right there. And then for housing, I mean, there's lots. I see. I would have to talk more to more people about things, because like I'm new to this, so I have I'm all new to it, so I don't know. Like, I got to learn, listen for a while and take advice. But my opinion, like I see a lot of land for sale in certain spots, and I mean a lot of that can be used resourcefully as long as it's in the best interest for the town and the community. You know what I mean? Like there's
Mhm.
like it's good one way to talk about a certain thing, but then when prices start flying and talks are starting to talk and that, uh, you don't want to jump into something too fast. You want to look it over and make sure it's right and it fits for our town. Because it's easily done. I know it can be done. It's just a matter of working it out, because things take time,
Mhm.
you know.
Now, you talked about accessibility. You talked about housing. If you are elected, are those some of your big priorities in your first term, in the first 4 years of
Yes,
your term in town council?
yes, they will be. I'll be fighting for the seniors, and I'll be fighting for every disability there is. Like I just want everything to be the way it should be. I'm just gonna help. I just want to help. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm just a resident using my right to run for town council and maybe try and make a bigger difference through that way. That's my main goal, is to try and help the town better itself.
Mhm.
But that's it though. Yep, and that is my main concern is the accessibility of the town and the conditions of housing in that.
So, with this being the first entirely electronic election in the history of the town, and
Hmm.
there's going to be a plebiscite on the alignment of Reeve Street, as you know,
Oh,
do you anticipate that the election will run smoothly and there shouldn't be any major problems with the vote?
I don't think so. I don't think there'll be any problems. I mean, a lot of people are electronically inclined now as it is. And for anyone that maybe not so mechanically or electronically inclined, I'm willing to help you out. I'll make up the links all you need. If you need a hand, just let me know. you know. But I don't see no problems with that. I don't. I think it's great the way it's going now.
So you announced not too long ago that you were running.
Mhm.
In that time, what have you been doing the campaign? How have you been spending your time
Uh,
on the campaign trail? And do you have any plans leading up to the vote in October?
well, I've been just running the streets 24/7, meeting everybody, talking to everybody, listening to everybody, just getting to know everyone and getting to know their concerns. Um, I have a few signs and a few things being made up. I mean, I'm not, I'm not one for boasting or whatever, but you got to do what you got to do. But my awesome campaign agent, Stephen Hughes, he made me up a nice little video ad you can find on either Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok or Instagram. That basically sums me up right there. And Michelle Snow or Michelle Ryan, she's going to be printing me up a lot of nice little cards, and you'll probably see my face a little bit all over town soon enough. But really, my campaign is just getting to know people, surveying the land, and keeping track. You know.
Well, no, that's great. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day, Terence, to answer my questions and to talk about your running for town council. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. No. My pleasure. My pleasure. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Great. With me today is Todd Barrett, who is running for Port Hawkesbury Town Council in the October 19th municipal election. Welcome to Tello.
Thank you very much.
So I guess best place to start. There might be some people in town, newer residents, people who recently moved to the towns, possibly some younger voters who might not know you as well as some others in other circles of the town. So maybe if you want to talk about yourself a little bit.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, my name is Todd Barrett. I've resident here in Port Hawkesbury. I've got a beautiful wife, Jan, and two great stepsons, Jacques and Andre. I've lived in the town for close to 30 years. I've owned and operated a business in town, Gateway Hyundai, for the last 23 years. Being in business, you foster relationships with the customers and staff and the manufacturer. And what I want to do is, harness those relationship building and use that, if elected, to work with other town councilors to make the town a better place. Yeah, and on the personal side of things too, one other item that I'd like to get back to the town is we've got a great hiking trail system here, and it's a great place to spend time, both for physical and for your mental health, to clear the head. So and one thing I do try to give back Tuesday nights is Trails Tuesday. We volunteer on maintaining the trails, and I try to get out as much as I can for that. And, I understand town council meetings are on Tuesday nights. So I just want to make clear that it's not a way for me to get out of Trails Tuesday. There's going to be the odd town council meeting that hopefully I would have to attend if elected. So, but by all means, it's a real asset to the town, having the hiking trails here.
So maybe if you want to talk a bit about the skills and experiences you've acquired over your lifetime and how they can be used to make you an effective member of Port Hawkesbury Town Council.
Well, it's fostering relationships is crucial, and you do that in the service and retail business with the customers. So it's working with other people to get things done, and that is crucial. And anybody that knows me, I have a strong work ethic, and that comes from my parents, over the years. And when I look back, they gave me three things to do in life, and one is be honest with people. Two was to work hard, and then the other thing is enjoy what you do. And I've done that over the years and created a good life for myself and my family. And I just want to take that and bring that to, if elected, to town council, and to me, to work as hard as I can with and work well with the people that are also on council to make Port Hawkesbury a better place.
So why did you decide to run specifically for town council?
Well, it's at this point in my life, our kids have graduated, and I have a bit more time on my hands. So I just thought it would be best to give that time back to the town. Community is important to me, and anything I can do to help make this place, a better place.
So as you see it right now, what are the major issues facing the town of Port Hawkesbury?
Well, first thing is I'd love to see some growth in the town. Be nice we've been pretty stagnant, and I'd like to see the town grow. When I think of Port Hawkesbury, I want it to be not just a place to visit, but a place to stay. And not only that, a place to do business. And, when I think about business and in the town too, I think back years ago, and a little story is, years ago, there was a competitor closed its doors. They went out of business. And, the initial thought is you think, okay, great, one less competitor. But my business partner enlightened me, no, that's actually bad business. That business closing is one less business to attract people to come to the town. More business means more opportunity for everybody, whether it be customers, a store to shop in, or employment for the area.
Now, what solutions or strategies have you come up with, or do you have in mind to tackle some of these issues, like you mentioned, growth?
Well, for me, being new to it, it's going to be a big learning curve for me, to know what I can control and what I can't control, and, to concentrate my efforts into those things that I can control.
No, I understand. So in your first term, and if you are elected, what are some of the goals or priorities you have in that first 4-year term?
First 4 years, that the initial is just, like I said, to get a better understanding of what I can help with, and to learn and understand the issues, and what we can do to improve them. That would be the crucial thing. Another element is just affordable housing for our seniors out there. That would be, and to just, like I said, know what we can help with regard to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So with this being the first entirely electronic election in the history of the town, and there's going to be a plebiscite on the alignment of Reeve Street, do you anticipate that things will go well and there won't be any problems with the vote?
No, I think technology is advanced enough, and that in itself, it will take a bit of learning for everybody. But I'm not going to go into it naive enough to know that we won't keep everybody happy. But we want to keep the majority and the majority happy, and make the best decisions possible for the majority, I guess, is the best way to approach it.
So you recently announced that you're running. So how have you been spending your time on the campaign trail, and what are your plans for the weeks ahead leading up to the vote?
Well, we just finished getting the signs printed. I hope to get those out today. And I hope to start campaigning. I'm away next week, but the week after, start knocking on some doors and talking to people out there. We set up a Facebook page last weekend with the help of my wife, and I got to get some clarity there too, Jake. I have no friends on Facebook, so I better clear that up. I set Facebook up years ago in order to set the dealership Facebook page up, and things have changed over time, both in business and how we deal with the customers, and just in life in general, and how we communicate with one another. And I understand, Facebook's a great tool to communicate to one another, and so the page is up and looking to get all kinds of likes and followers on there.
That's great. Well, I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to speak with me, and it's much appreciated on this end.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Jake.
Thank you for watching. Please tune in again to find out what we will be talking about on The Record.